As well as managing a patient's medical condition, GPs can be called upon to support individual patient decision-making. This calls for empathy, supportive listening and non-judgmental responses. The priority is to help patients to reach an informed position, enabling them to make the decision that is right for them.
Come in! Hello, Christine.
Hello, Doctor.
It's really nice to see you. Please have a seat.
Thank you.
Hey, Christine, I'm really sorry about what's been happening. I know you've been in hospital.
That's
and
right.
Things got tough, didn't they? I've had a bit of information from the hospital, so I know a little bit about what happened. Can I just check I've got it right? Is it right you had some sort of fit? Is that right?
I did, just out of the blue.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Yeah. And I think my understanding is, was that caused because the tablets for your heart failure had affected the salts in your blood?
That's what the doctor told me in
Yeah.
hospital, yes, which was a surprise.
The GP offers a warm and reassuring greeting, putting the patient at ease. He is positioned so as to have good eye contact and adopts a relaxed and open manner. Importantly, he lets the patient know that he is aware of her recent hospitalisation and invites her to confirm her understanding of what led to her admission to hospital.
Yeah.
Bit worrying, I guess, was it?
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. Horrible.
Yeah, so that's going to give us some planning to do between us, isn't it?
Yes, I don't feel so good really.
No,
You know,
no.
getting quite... I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Just everything
Mm,
is such an effort.
sure.
And it just wears you down after a bit, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, gosh, well, I promise we'll have a look at the medication and things over this next week or two, just try and get things as good as it can be. It must have raised a few concerns for you, actually, all this.
Yeah. I really wanted to have a chat with you actually
Sure.
about the future.
Okay.
I've been talking it over with David, my husband.
Yeah.
As you know, neither have been in best of health
Mm,
over the last few years. Basically, I hated it in hospital.
Did you?
Absolutely hated it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Food was appalling,
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep.
Mm,
And basically, I want to be honest and upfront with you, and I definitely don't want to go into hospital again.
sure.
And when my heart does give up, I don't want to be resuscitated. And I don't know how I do it, but I want to make that really clear
Yeah.
to whoever, if I
Mm,
fall down in the street. I don't know how it works, but I thought it was important
Yeah.
to come and tell you
mm,
and be really clear.
okay. Gosh, you've been having some tricky conversations, haven't you, at home? And it really helps me that you've felt able to say this sort of thing. It must have been really difficult for you. Am I right that you've been talking through it then with your husband?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
how's that helped? Can you?
Well, as you know, David's had prostate cancer and he's having treatment for that. And this happens as she gets older, obviously. These things happen.
Yeah.
And so it just made us both
Mm,
think about
sure.
exactly what we wanted.
Yeah.
Neither of us like hospitals. Neither of us like being messed around. I mean, I know they're trying to help us, but I think, or we feel, there does come a point
Sure.
where you've had enough.
Yeah. Okay.
He provides a prompt for Christine to talk about the implications of this latest development in her health by mentioning that this must have raised a few concerns for her. This tactic helped Christine to reveal that she wouldn't wish for active treatment in the event of further deterioration or heart attack, and that she would prefer to be cared for at home rather than hospital. The GP indicates that he recognises what difficult decisions these must have been. Importantly, he doesn't challenge her decisions or offer an alternative position. He checks the extent to which Christine has shared her thoughts with her husband as a measure of the seriousness of her intentions.
Yeah, okay. I know these things are awfully difficult to talk about, and please, at any stage, you must stop me if you don't want to talk about things anymore, but I can see you've given this a lot of thought. Is there anything that you think would help you specifically to deal with the situation that you're in now?
Some way to make it clear. See, obviously you know my thoughts,
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
might not always be here, you're going
Sure.
to be busy, you're going to be
Yeah.
on holiday or whatever, that at some point
Mm.
when I become ill or if I have a heart attack,
Yeah.
that it's made clear
Mm.
to whoever that those are my wishes.
Okay, no, that's fine. There are some things that I can do, and there are some very definite structures in place nowadays to try and make sure that we do what you want, because I know what you've been facing is immensely difficult, and as I say, well, our main job is to try and make sure that we do what you want now. Can I just explain, is it okay if I explain a couple of things that we can do that I think will deal with your requirements, but please stop me if I'm wrong. One of them is a bit of homework. I know from your teaching days that you be familiar with this, but it'll be a little bit of homework that I'll leave you if that's okay.
That's
And
fine, it's great, no problem.
and really, it's a bit of almost like a wish list. It's saying that I'm in a tough situation now. I know what I want, and I'm going to write it down, so that should you need to share it with anybody, it's available. If you got more unwell, it's available. Now we call this a preferred priorities of care document.
Mhm.
Shall I show it to you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure,
I've got
yes, yes.
Go on. There we go. Now what I would like to do is to let you take this away, and you can have a look at it with your husband, and we'll meet again to go through it. But it's really important that you put down what you want to happen. We can't always promise that we'll be able to achieve it, but we'll do our best to make sure that you get what you want. And I think the idea is basically if we know what you want, there's more chance of you getting it.
Absolutely, yes.
So that's one thing that I can do, and I think that should go some way in dealing with some of the issues you've talked about. And you can certainly say in this that if you got more unwell, then really you don't want to go to hospital. You'd like us to try and treat you at home.
Mm.
And then it would be my job to let my colleagues know, out-of-hours doctors know, the ambulance service know. And I promise I will do that for you. The other
Thank you.
dimension to this is you mentioned about resuscitation.
Yes.
Now, that's quite an important decision to make. And is it okay if we just discuss that a little bit further now?
Yes.
Am I right in understanding that if anything happened to your heart now, that you would like to allow a natural death to occur and you wouldn't want any interference?
That's right.
Is that right? Are you sure?
Yes, as I
Yeah.
say, it's not just something I thought of this morning.
Okay, yeah. Well, there's another thing that we can do then. We can do a form called a Do Not Resuscitate form. I'd like you to have a look at that as well. Now, it's challenging to do it, but I'll be available anytime if you want to discuss it. But if you take it away, share it with your husband, have a look at it, make sure that you're happy with what's on it, and if you bring it back, I'll sign it, and I'll make sure that, again, you keep a copy because it's yours and you can change your mind, but I'll let the ambulance service know and my colleagues and out-of-hours know. And you can keep it. So if the circumstance arises that maybe some hospital treatment may be of benefit, I don't know, it's perhaps something, perhaps you broke your wrist or something, and it would be useful to just go for something else, at least people would know what the situation was, and you can change your mind if you want, but if anything should crop up, then people know what your wishes are. Does that sound a reasonable thing?
Yes. I didn't know about these. That's really helpful.
Although Christine sounds confident and articulate, the GP frequently acknowledges that their conversation is difficult and challenging, offering to stop at any point. This is important to prevent Christine feeling that she was in any way pressurised. The GP takes time to check that Christine is ready to receive more information. By asking Christine to articulate what she wants and specifically asking what would help, the GP has engineered a very positive and constructive way of introducing the PPC and DNR documents. He sensibly offers Christine and her husband plenty of thinking time and the reassurance that any decisions they make now can be changed at any time. Crucially, he stresses his continued availability, thus consolidating the important doctor-patient relationship.
I'm really pleased to hear that.
I'm pleased about that. I know it's challenging, but I promise I'll do my part. What I'll do is discuss this when we meet again and make sure I deal with the documents properly and everybody knows that they're in place. Would it be alright if we left it there for today?
Yes, I need to...
Please phone me up if you need anything else or any other information, but we'll plan to meet again in a week's time if that's alright and just go through this stuff. I'm really sorry that you've had to deal with such difficult things, and I promise I'll do my bit and we'll work together on this. Alright.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Well, I'll make an appointment
If you
on
could
my
on the
way
way
out and see you
Alright.
next week.
Take care.
Right. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The GP in this consultation is faced with helping a patient make a profound decision regarding their future care and treatment. Having provided his patient with the opportunity to clearly express her wishes about her end-of-life care, he exercises his responsibility to provide the necessary information clearly and objectively. Most importantly, he offers continued support, lets his patient know it's okay if she changes her mind, and maintains a high level of trust in the doctor-patient relationship.